Good morning, 9 o'clock. Welcome to Daybreak on WGRZ Plus as we continue our coverage this morning. Some developing news. Many people in Erie and Niagara counties are waking up wondering what's next. Top health officials in the state have wrapped up public information meetings aimed at providing updates on radiation concerns surrounding hundreds of properties. Now, the final meeting was held last night in Niagara Falls. While officials mentioned they will continue testing around homes, no one confirmed a timeline of results being publicized or future information sessions. We've been tracking visits made by the DEC at homes throughout Western New York. On Sunday, the agency reported they visited more than 1,200 properties, with nearly 800 property owners authorizing further testing. We spoke with one Grand Island couple who gave the DEC permission to test their home.
What's your biggest concern?
Our biggest concern is in regards to health and what could change, especially the talk and the list of cancers that could be related to this, and wanting to be prepared, heaven forbid. You just worry about the long-term effects. You worry about how we have not always taken care of our environment, and that we haven't fully paid attention to what gets transmitted in the air.
And the DEC and EPA officials were not available to talk with us yesterday to provide an update on what future plans are for additional testing or information sessions. A 5-year-old girl has died and another child is seriously hurt after a crash last week. You remember we told you this last Thursday morning on Daybreak. Buffalo police say an SUV crashed near the 33 and Oak Street Thursday morning after the driver lost control, rolled over and hit a tree. 2 adults and 4 children were inside the SUV. They were all taken to the hospital. Police say a 5-year-old girl died from her injuries over the weekend, and another child remains in the pediatric ICU, while the other 2 children have been released from the hospital. 1 adult remains in ECMC, and investigators are looking into whether speed or racing with another vehicle may have caused the crash. An update now from Eden Police following a crash that sent a driver through barricades and into the staging area of the Eden Corn Festival parade. The department says just before noon on Sunday, the car's front and rear brakes stopped working as the driver was going down a hill where the parade was set up. The driver couldn't slow down, went through the barricades and nearly hit a police officer. She tried to turn onto Landon Parkway to avoid the crowd, but then realized she was driving right into the parade staging area. The car eventually came to a stop. Luckily, no one was seriously hurt. Police also say the 44-year-old driver was not impaired. She had a passenger and 2 dogs in the car with her. The driver was charged with several traffic law misdemeanors and violations, and the parade was able to continue. People in Buffalo's Black Rock neighborhood reached out to 2 on Your Side with concerns about a vacant property on East Street. They say they're just frustrated about the overgrown grass that's spilling into their yards. Just take a look at that. They also say rats and skunks are living on the property, forcing them to spend hundreds of dollars for exterminators and other treatments. One resident says for years she's contacted 311 to try to get the problem resolved. The Department of Permits and Inspection Commissioner from the city of Buffalo says right now they're making changes to their 311 response to provide updates.
In the backyard, when I go back there, it's 6 foot high. If you go in the middle of the house over here, it's unbelievable.
I'm getting nowhere. I spoke to the Lumbeck's office. They're trying to do what they can. Nothing's been done. It's just overwhelming. I mean, I had 16 skunks at one time in my yard with my dogs out there. My dogs get sprayed all the time. It's ridiculous.
We are aware of this, and we are trying some different things, such as hiring private contractors, evaluating how we respond in terms of timelines, but also how we report out to people when we do respond.
And another concern that neighbors have raised is about squatters, saying the property wasn't properly boarded up and they believe someone was living inside the vacant home. You can read more about this story at WGRZ.com. As the Buffalo School Board tries to move past controversy, a community forum will be held to talk about the future of the district. It's happening this evening at Mount Olive Baptist Church at 5:30. That session will be led by parents, students, and education advocates. Last week, Dr. Ebony Prophet Bullock was sworn in as interim superintendent. She is aiming to lead the district through turmoil caused by the resignation of former superintendent Dr. Pascal Mubenga, who was also accused of sexual harassment. In Lockport, top city officials say they're facing big repairs when it comes to the wastewater treatment plant. Storms over the last several weeks have flooded the sewer system and damaged screens that keep debris from entering the plant. The mayor's office says without these screens, the plant could face sewage backups and other operational emergencies. The mayor of Lockport released this statement at 2 on your side, reading, quote, "The cost of restoring these screens is significant, but the cost of operating without them or suffering additional failures to downstream equipment would be substantially greater," end quote. Well, the NFTA is looking for its next generation of transit police officers, and applications are now open for the 2026 entrance exam. Daybreak's Natalie Foss is at the Buffalo Niagara International Airport this morning, and she's got a very special guest with her who's also part of the NFTA team. It's a narco puppy.
The NFTA Transit Police are looking for some officers to join their force, and the entrance exam for 2026 is now officially open. So I've been spending the day with some different transit officers who do all sorts of different things, including one of the most popular people at the airport today. I'm here with K9 Officer Jay here, and a very special guest as well. We have Bobber with us. And he is very excited to do his job, right?
He is. So this is K9 Bobber. He's a German short-hair pointer. And his job is just to sniff. And all he knows is that if he sniffs and he sits and does the right thing, then he gets his ball. That's his favorite part of the day. And this is one of the opportunities we have with the Transit Police Department. If you take our exam, the filing deadline is the 28th, but we also have an open house on the 26th at 175 Arrow Drive.
And he's going to go ahead and show us his thing.
Yep.
And
So all he's going to do is he's going to sniff actively just like he is. And he's going to come over here real quick. And I'm going to put him up. And he's going to smell there. And then he did a really good job. So we're going to give him his ball. Yeah, good job, Bubbas.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for spending the day with us, introducing us to Bobber, and telling us about all these great opportunities.
Yes, thank you.
If you would like to be a part of the NFTA Transit Police, we have all the information for you on our website, WGRZ.com. On your side at the airport, Natalie Foss, Channel 2 News.
All right, well, that's not a bad assignment for a Tuesday morning, hanging out with a pup at the airport right now, and she was able to be inside and away from those storms that rolled through earlier. But Patrick, just cloudy skies from here on out, right?
Yeah, for a little bit.
For the most part.
We get a little clearing, or at least the clouds thin a bit this afternoon. Yeah, we had a couple of showers earlier. Those were kind of harmless and have moved off. And the rest of the day looks pretty quiet. 81 tomorrow. We're watching a possibility of a couple of showers popping up in the afternoon. A lot of people are going to be outdoors tomorrow at the Erie County Fair, so we're going to keep a close eye on that. That's for tomorrow afternoon. Thursday looks pretty nice, 70s for highs. So there are the clouds over us now, but it looks like they're thinning to our west and north, so we should get some partial clearing today. A couple of little showers kind of straggling and moving through northern Chautauqua County and southern Erie County. Those are fading. You can see a couple near Villanova, Cherry Creek, Sinclairville, getting a couple of showers. That's about it. Clearly, look at these monsters coming through, these clusters of thunderstorms. There's 3 of them. One near Youngstown, Ohio, another one moving towards Dayton, Ohio, and then another one here moving through Davenport, Illinois. So you got 3 clusters. That's where the storm action is going to be today and tomorrow for the most part. Western New York, even northern Pennsylvania, kind of on the fringe of it. However, northern Pennsylvania, heads up tonight. Some rain could be rolling through for you later on. There are the quieting conditions for the day today with the clouds thinning a bit. As we head towards tonight, we're going to see, again, clearing skies. There could be some showers, though, across the southern tier, well, northern PA. But here come those showers I was just talking about tomorrow afternoon. Nothing severe expected, but again, a couple of showers possible tomorrow afternoon, and then dry weather resumes on Thursday. High temperatures today, average is 80, will be very close to 80 today. Tomorrow, probably getting into the low 80s with an afternoon shower or 2. All right, long range forecast. Heading into the weekend, temperatures will fall back into the 70s for highs. Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, mostly sunny both Friday and Saturday. Some thunderstorms. This could be a day to watch with thunderstorms growing more likely on Sunday. And then look at that on Monday to start a new week. Temperatures in the 70s, Pete.
All right. Hey, Patrick, from a purely selfish perspective,
Yeah.
tomorrow night I'm going to the show at Art Park.
Okay,
What does it look like? I believe the gates open at 5.
Okay, Howard Jones.
Howard Jones.
Modern English?
Modern English, English Beat, and Wang Chung.
Wang Chung. All right. Are we going to Wang Chung tonight? That's the question.
Are we going to be Wang Chunging in puddles and rain is all? That's the question.
Okay, so given that the doors open early, I do believe this is a afternoon affair, so there's a chance of some showers maybe at the earliest parts of the evening, okay? I do believe it should dry out as the show goes on, so I'm not too terribly concerned yet, but thank you for the reminder. We will keep an eye on Art Park tomorrow night. I'm trying to come up with a Howard Jones reference, and I can't, I'm not quick enough right now.
Well, I was just thinking I'll have to wear a slicker over my members only jacket.
Oh, that's
19...
or your Vans.
Yeah, so it's 1985 again.
Right.
All right, things can only get better.
Right, thank you.
There you go.
There you go. I knew you'd answer.
All right, stay with us. We're going to take a quick break, but more Daybreak is coming up. All right, we're discussing, is it English Beat or Oingo Boingo? All right, 9:13 now.
Everybody wants to know what song we're talking about.
Exactly. Believe it or not, we are getting more live professional football on our TV screens this week after last weekend's Hall of Fame game. The rest of the NFL preseason slate kicks off Thursday. However, Bills Mafia will be paying special attention to Saturday as the team hosts the Carolina Panthers at the new Highmark Stadium. You going?
I am not going, but I will be watching.
We are taking a quick look once again at ticket prices. Now, obstructed standing room tickets are hovering around $74. Resale tickets in the 400s are a little closer to $80. So as for the players on the field, it is a new era, particularly on the defensive side of the ball. While the offense has familiarity with head coach Joe Brady, the defense is learning a new scheme under coordinator Jim Leonhard. Players we spoke to say they like the change.
Coach Leonhard has us stunting a lot, bringing a lot of pressure, a lot of movement, which I think is really good. It messes with an offense's blocking scheme and technique. So, man, I feel like it's been really great.
And we are expecting to hear from defensive coordinator Jim Leonhard later this morning around 10:45. Practice begins at 11:15. And as fans get ready to pack the new Highmark Stadium, you've surely heard a lot of the criticism involving the $2 billion facility. There have been a lot of complaints about obstructed views in parts of the stadium. Channel 2's Dave McKinley says, or talked about it. He says it's going national.
And it makes me wonder what in the hell the person who designed the stadium was doing.
They are talking about social media posts now gone viral.
I don't trust anything on social media anymore, but there are just so many of them.
Purportedly from fans who spent big bucks to buy seat licenses and season tickets only to find the view was different than what they presumed it would be. This is our view in section 418, posted one on X. We were told that the railing obstructing the view in the virtual tour wasn't going to be a problem in real life. Well, it is. However, another posted, our seats look identical to what was in the rendering. We knew to expect a corner of the glass barrier in our sightline. I don't know what these other people were looking at during their stadium experiences. We were unable to reach the original posters of these messages. A year ago, when we first started hearing from folks going through the seat license process about obstructed seats, our inquiries to the Bills about that were ignored. When we asked if the team would make anyone available to speak about this today, we instead got a statement that read, "We are currently addressing internal and external feedback regarding the facility's operation following the first event. We'll utilize the next 6 weeks to refine any details as we prepare for the home opener on Thursday, September 17. The seats in question appear to be in sections of the upper deck, an area that was not included on the media tour the Bills gave when the stadium was finished.
This controversy, if you will, hasn't seemed to have affected the price of tickets.
Those for the first preseason game against Carolina are still fetching a good price, although when we picked out two in the front row of a section that would appear to have the plexiglass barrier in front of them, the view we got instead were for seats in that section but several rows back, with an unobstructed view of the field. On your side in Orchard Park, Dave McKinley, Channel 2 News.
Yeah, I've seen, I saw the social media posts on Sunday, and I was wondering, how many thousands of people were there, and you've got a few views that really kind of caught fire on social media. You were there. What did you think of the new stadium?
I did not explore to all of those areas, but I was blown away. It was everything that I had hoped for and more, especially when you walk in and you just remember what the concourse was like at the old Highmark and what it's like now, and you're just like, the field's right there. Is it perfect? Yeah, there's it's a new stadium. Not everything's gonna be perfect, but I loved it. I really did. And I will say too, I did like, and no, this is not a popular opinion at all, that the weather will still have some impact on the game.
Yeah.
There still will be some rain, there still will be some wind, there still will be some snow. Not as much.
I'm glad you mentioned that because we had that on Saturday. Were you still around when the weather worked?
We were watching. I was in the stands, and I'm looking at my radar, and I see the shower pop up, and it was aimed right at the field. And I thought, you know what? This is going to be actually a good test.
Yeah,
to see how the rain behaves, who gets wet, who doesn't, how much of the place does get wet, and it was maybe a little bit more than people maybe had thought. But
all right.
So there's a lot of places to stay dry, but it's not.
And I think, with the obstructed view seats, the plexiglass, someone had, earlier today said, have you never gone to a hockey game?
Right.
You look through the plexiglass all the time. But I also understand when you're paying that much for PSLs and then you're paying that much for seats, and and if it's something that surprised you, I think that's the big thing.
My initial take was, oh, come on, just stand up. And then I thought, wait a minute, hold on. I put myself in their shoes. They spent the money, and then they sit down, and it's like they have to do this or they have to do this. It's not what they maybe expected. Some, I heard, did get an honest, like, hey, there might be some obstruction. My question is, I think it might be more than just a few. I mean, if you have those entrances from the concourse out, that's where the obstructions seem to be. There's a lot of those entrances.
But you know what? You have that in every stadium, too.
Exactly. I know.
You do a Google search of obstructed view in just about any stadium across the NFL, and you're going to get those.
Tell me what. I just love hearing about the odd and going to a Sabres game and sitting way up high. You had to rely on monitors, right?
Well, yeah. If you were up in the top of the oranges, you're looking at the TV screen because the TV's blocking, and you've got, and plus you had clouds of cigar smoke up at the top back in the day from the standing room only. Right. But that's one thing that when I was down in there, all I could think of is the odd because of the vertical feel of the building, much like the odd did. It felt like a coliseum.
Right.
So, but again, this is the first event at the new stadium. There are some of the criticisms. Unfortunately, they're not going to be able to reconstruct the stadium.
No.
But there may be some things they can do to appease and alleviate some of the issues. But so we'll have to see how it goes from there, and I'm sure we'll hear from fans if their concerns aren't addressed. So
right, I do think that the national vibe went a little over some of the national talkers were like, oh, this place is a disaster. It's like, stop it.
Yeah,
you haven't been there.
I think everyone wanted to jump on the fact that the state's paying this much, and you got a billionaire and the owner, and they can't even get that national. I mean, but these guys are also people who are paid to spark conversation.
And they did.
Well, all right. All I care, I've said it all along. Just bring me wins. Bring me wins.
Exactly.
And Josh, you were right. You look great in that gray.
I love the uniform.
Right.
I will say, from afar, it's harder to see the number. So in the blue uniform and the white number, you can tell.
Right.
The blue against the gray, it was a little more difficult from afar to see it.
Josh wears 17.
Okay. To me, it was 8.
All right. Very good. Hey, we're going to take a quick break, but more Daybreaks coming up. All All right, we're going to switch gears and switch sports right now. A big member of the Sabres getting some much-deserved recognition. Sabres captain Rasmus Dahlin was named the 4th best defenseman in the league entering this season by the NHL Network. The former first overall pick knocked 74 points last year and actually finished 3rd in voting for the Norris Trophy. Dahlin was listed under Colorado's Cal McCarr, Minnesota's Quinn Hughes, and Columbus's Zach Werenski. Werenski, of course, picked up the Norris this past season, but that's great news. And I saw another write-up that had him connected to possible future Hall of Fame talk, and that was Canadian national media. And you know, I think it's a little premature for that, but being ranked as one of the top 4 defensemen in the league, that's pretty good talk.
Yeah. A month away before their training camp?
Yep, and we will see. I mean, there's still room for some changes.
Yeah,
and
that's the thing. I'm excited, but it's like, okay, did they replace some players that they lost?
You know what? I think they did. I think some of the younger players that Jarmo was talking about actually played better in that final round than the players they lost.
That's true.
So we'll see if they can fill the gap and get them more experience.
Do you think that, real quick, Tuck did very well in the playoffs, except against Montreal, where he was kind of not a no-show. Do you think that had anything to do with whether or not they kept him? Just his recency bias? Okay.
I think they had a price point where they said, okay, we're going to go up to this much.
And that's it.
And then it's up to you. So,
okay.
You know, and I personally, I loved Alex Tuck as a player. I still do. I think he was a great player, great community guy. But there is a point where at his age and his contributions and too much is too much. So,
right.
But I wish him well in Washington.
Yeah. No,
and I wish the younger guys even weller. I hope they do.
Yes, I know. I mean, it's exciting just to Weller.
I can't wait to see how they come out of the gate.
I know.
So we will see in the next month or so. But we are also a day away from the start of the 12 best days of summer. Before we get to hockey season, we got to talk about a little bit of summer. The Erie County Fair opens tomorrow, which is also Channel 2 Day. You get in free when you bring at least 4 canned goods per person. All donations will support Feed More Western New York and our neighbors in need.
It's a really great way to get in, see all the amazing wonders that the Erie County Fair has to offer, and then know that at the same time you're helping to fight food insecurity right in your own backyard. So all of those donations will go directly to Feed More Western New York to support the food pantries that we work with across our 4 counties to serve community members who need extra food at home.
And Tony Seidel will be there throughout the 12 best days of summer to bring you live team coverage. We're also going to be there tomorrow with Kevin O'Neill.
I'll be there.
And Mr. Hammer is going to be out there. It's going to be a great day. Channel 2 Day is always so much fun. What's your favorite part of the fair?
Okay.
The fact that it's really close to your house?
Can I tell you my least favorite is the fireworks that go off every night right when I'm trying to go to bed.
Yeah, absolutely.
Other than that, no. What's my favorite part of the fair? I love this area. There's a spot where they're selling snowplow equipment. And
I know what you're talking about.
Monster snowplows or ATVs, toys.
Yeah.
Right? And they just have some of these snow removal blades. I geek out. Like little kids love seeing trucks. When I see those big snowplows, I just love it.
I can't remember. Did they have the lumberjack show every year? Or was that just one year that they brought it in? Because that was a lot of fun. I mean, that's, what's better than throwing axes?
Or the hot,
with a big crowd around.
The one that gives me the most anxiety, though, is that the high diving act. I don't know if I remember a couple years ago. I'm sorry. I don't like heights anyway, but when those guys are climbing up that ladder and they're diving into a pool this big, it's just, I get so anxious.
And they've got a great lineup of music at the grandstand as well. Next week, this week I'm visiting the 80s at Art Park.
And then it's
next week
90s.
I'm going to the 90s with Gin Blossoms and no cranberries.
Oh, Gin Blossoms.
It's Gin Blossoms, Spin Doctors,
Doctors, yeah.
and Blues Traveler.
Okay.
So that's going to be a lot of fun.
What's the name of the Spin Doctor song? Princes? Is that the song?
Two Princes.
Two Princes. Good.
And Little Miss Can't Be Wrong.
Yes.
So
yes.
Anyway, all right. So you're going to be there tomorrow?
I'll be there for the midday show tomorrow and kicking off the opening, which I think gates open at 11. I think.
Yeah.
And every year I get to go, usually at the opening day, that gate that they, the classic entrance off McKinley. And it's that old iron gate.
Yeah.
It's the same gate probably since 1870s.
The one that was taken out by the tornado a couple years ago.
9 years ago. 9 years ago this past July.
Just before the fair was to open.
It was a month before, yeah.
Yeah,
Crazy.
so tomorrow,
yeah.
And it's you get the most bang for your buck on Channel 2 Day.
Yeah.
4 cans of food or non-perishable. It could be a box of mashed potatoes or whatever, and you get it free. So you can't beat that. Free is free.
Very good.
Right.
Heads up, though. A couple showers possible. No big deal. Just heads up.
All right.
Okay.
So there you have it. Have a great day. That's it for Daybreak on WGRZ+. We will see you bright and early on Channel 2 tomorrow morning at 4:30.